My name is Sonja, and today we are going to make a nice winter Hatha yoga flow with a focus on grounding ourselves. We're going to work a lot on standing poses and balancing poses in order to build up a nice connection and foundation to the earth. We're not going to move very fast, but intense. So if at some point something doesn't feel right or simply just too much, feel always free to rest into child's pose and take a break whenever you need to. You're not going to need any props other than your yoga mat and optional one block. If you liked my class, I would be super happy if you leave me a comment and subscribe to my channel. Okay, I would say let's get started. Come up standing. Place your feet hip distance apart and put your arms right next to you and close your eyes for a moment. And then take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale, and this time pull your shoulders all the way to the ears. And exhale, let go. And a third time. And exhale through the mouth. And let go of your shoulders. And then put your hands on your heart. And feel your heartbeat for a moment. And set an intention for this yoga class that comes out of your heart. And then with your arms rest next to you again and start to feel the connection of your feet with the ground. And just feel how you're standing on your yoga mat. See if the weight is balanced or if you have a tendency to have more weight on one side than the other. And try to balance it out. Are you standing more on your toes or rather on your heels? And then again, find a nice balance so that you really feel that you have a safe foundation with your feet on the mat. And from here, start to draw small circles with your feet. Keep your eyes closed. From the left outside edge of your foot, all the way to the toes, to the right outside edge of the foot, back to the heels, left outside edge, toes, right outside edge, heels, all the way to the left, toes, to the right, back, left, and to the toes, and then change the direction. And you can slightly bend your knees in order to be more stable. And then come back centered. And lengthen yourself all the way from the feet, your heels, your legs, your hips, your spine, your shoulders, your neck, and your head. Make yourself nice and long. And I really want you to pay attention on your feet during this class in order to keep your connection to the ground. Open your eyes And then shift your weight all the way to the left side. If you want, you can place your hands on your hips, lift your right leg off the floor, and then draw big circles with your hips. And then change direction. And again, you can slightly bend your left leg in order to be more stable if you feel like kind of wobbly. And then come back center and take your knee, pull it all the way to the chest and draw small circles with your right foot. And breathe. And change direction. And then set your right foot down, shake your legs out a little bit, and then shift over to the left leg. Draw big circles, and for more stability, you can place your hands on your hips. And then change direction. And then take your knee, pull it all the way towards the chest, and draw small circles with your left foot. Both directions. And then set the left foot down. Come to the front edge of your mat and lift your arms all the way to the ceiling and come on your tippy toes. And exhale, bow. Fold over. And then inhale, lift up, lengthen your spine. And exhale, bow. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. And one more time, inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Place your hands in front of your feet and set your feet a little bit wider, like mat distance apart. And come all the way down into a squat, Malasana. If you don't have the flexibility to put your whole foot on the mat, you can lift your heels in order to be stable, but make sure that your back is nice and long. So you don't want to like round your back like this. You really want to lengthen up. And if you have the flexibility to place your whole feet on the ground, press your palms against each other and then put your elbows on the inside edge of your knees and press the knees apart. Make your neck nice and long and breathe. And again, feel the connection of your feet to the ground. And then set your hands back on the mat and step back into downward facing dog. Your first downward facing dog. And then walk your feet out, warm up your calves. Let your neck hang. You can dangle your head from one side to the other. Spread your fingers. And make sure that your arms are nice and straight, as if you were pushing the mat away from you. And then bend both of your legs and create even more length in your back. So your sit bones want to go all the way up towards the ceiling. And then slowly pull your heels again towards the ground. Look all the way to your hands. And then send the wave from your heels, in your legs, in your upper body, all the way to your chest, your head. Come into a big cobra. And then exhale back. Same way. Downward facing dog. And then again, inhale, send the wave forward. If you want, you can also come into upward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. And one more time, inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. And exhale, come back. And stay here for a couple of breaths. And then look to your hands and either make a big step or many tiny little steps to the front side edge of your mat. Bend your knees and roll all the way up. And then lift your arms. Press your palms in front of your heart. Shift your weight to your left foot again. Again, you can slightly bend your left leg in order to have more stability. And then lift your right leg off the floor and place it either above the ankle, underneath the knee, or above the knee. You can also help with your hand. And then find the stability and lift yourself up again. Make yourself nice and long, as if you had roots growing out of your left foot all the way into the ground. And when you're ready, then lift your arms and open your hands. And if you want more challenge, you can see if you can look up. And then slowly press your palms, against each other. And place your right foot down or fall down like me. And then shift your weight all the way to the right. Lift your left leg off the floor and same side, same thing. Either above the ankle, underneath the kneecap, or above the knee joint. And when you're ready, start to let your tree grow. And if you feel like you want to look up, look up. Mostly there is one side working better than the other. You'll feel it. And slowly, controlled pace, come back down. And we're going to move through some sun salutations in order to warm up our whole body. So inhale, make yourself nice and long, and exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, step your right foot back, step your left foot back, and then this first one, come down, knees, chest, and chin, float all the way up into a cobra. Pull your shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg off the floor. Step it all the way through. And then place your left foot in front of the mat. And then bend your knees, come all the way up. And hands in front of your heart. Breathe in and out, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot back. And then come down, either knees, chest, and chin, what we just did, or Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, send the wave back, downward facing dog. Look to your hands, step your left foot between your hands, step your right foot between your hands, bend your knees, lift up, and feel the connection with your feet to your mat. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Breathe in and out, get centered. Take a deep inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow. Step your right foot back, and this time, place your knee on your mat and come all the way up. Lift your arms, and if it feels good, you can come into a slightly back bend. Make sure that you're tucking your tailbone under in order to protect your lower back. Exhale. Put your hands back. Plank position, and then again, knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg off the floor, step it through. Place your left knee on your mat. Come up. And exhale, come back. Lift your left knee. Step it through, bend your knees, lift all the way up, Anjali Mudra. And one more round. In and out. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow. Step your left leg back. Place your knee down. Come up, Untitled. Exhale, come back. Step your right foot back, and then again, knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Whatever feels good for you. Listen to your body. And exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot through. Step your right knee down. Come up, Anjaneyasana, and again, if it feels good, you can come into a slightly back bend. And exhale, hands on the mat, step your right foot through, and this time roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Take your time, shoulders and head come last. Your arms with you, and then get centered, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, bow again, and then inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, step your right foot back so that your right foot is on, let's say 2 o'clock, so that the whole foot is on the ground. And then windmill up all the way to your right side. I'm going to turn so you're going to see me. For warrior 2. And make sure that the weight is even on both legs. So you don't want to have too much weight on the front or on the back leg. Most people have a tendency to have more weight on the front leg. And you can see if you can balance your upper body right in the middle in order to even out the weight of your legs as well. And then look to the fingertips of your left hand and breathe. Feel the connection with your feet on the mat. And exhale. Straighten your left leg and come down Trikonasana. If you have a block and if you want to use it, you can also put your left hand on your block. And you can either look down if you have neck issues and you want to release your neck. Otherwise, you can look to the side, or if you want more challenge, look up. And then inhale, come back up. And turn your left foot, so both feet are parallel. And then cross your fingers behind your back and bow. And again, feel the connection of your feet to the ground and see if you can even out the way you're standing on your feet. So you're having as much weight on your heels as on your toes. And then inhale, come up, let go of your hands, and then turn your right foot in on the front side edge of the mat and come on this side, warrior two. Even out the weight of the front leg and the back leg. Make sure that your shoulders are nice and relaxed, and at the same time keep your arms nice and strong. And then straighten your front leg and come down, Trikonasana. And again, decide whether you want to release your neck or look to the side or all the way to your left hand. And then exhale, come all the way down into a low runner's lunge. Step your right foot back, and from here come back down, downward facing dog. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Ground yourself, feel the connection with your hands and your feet on the ground, as if there were roots growing out of your hands and your feet anchoring you. And then look all the way to your hands. Step your left foot between your hands. No, I was just wrong, we just did this side. Step your right foot between your hands. And then pivot your left foot so that you're facing your left side. And then windmill up again, warrior two. Look to the right fingertips, even out the weight. And from here, place your left hand on your left thigh and come back into peaceful warrior or Shanti Virabhadrasana. Inhale, come up. Pivot your right foot so both feet are parallel. And then turn your toes towards the edges of the mat. So you're making V shapes with your feet, and place your hands on your thighs and bend your knees. So you're like standing like a coach. And then show me your right shoulder, and then show me your left shoulder, and again show me your right shoulder. And again, feel the connection with your feet to the ground. Make sure that you're evening out the weight of your feet. And again. And then come up. The legs stay where they are, and then just open your arms, palms facing up. And stay strong. Make sure that there is also weight on your heels. Breathe. And then inhale, come up. Turn your left foot out, bend your left knee and come here. And warrior two. And then inhale, come back. Shanti Virabhadrasana. You can either place your right hand on your right thigh or on your lower back. And exhale. Windmill back. Come into low runner's lunge. Facing the back side of the mat. Downward facing dog. And then look to your hands and either step or jump to your hands. And roll yourself up. And come back to the front side edge of the mat. Inhale, come up, lift it. And exhale, bow. And then bend your knees and lift all the way up, come into chairs pose. Make your spine nice and long. And breathe, keep breathing. And exhale, lengthen your spine, bow. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, come down, step your right foot back. Both feet are parallel, and then come all the way up into a high lunge. And before you're straightening your back leg, bend it like crazy, and then tuck your tailbone under, and then keep your tailbone where it is, and then from here, see if you can move your right heel towards the mat again. And if you want more challenge, you can look up. And from here, bring your hands in front of your heart and pivot to the left and place your right elbow on your left knee. Twist. If at any point it's getting too challenging, you can set your right knee down. And then inhale, come all the way up again. Lift your arms and then open your hands. Interlace the fingers on your back and then shift your weight and move forward into warrior three. And find a spot that helps you to keep the balance. And again, if you are wobbly, you can bend your left leg a little bit more in order to be more stable. And rather than just coming on in kind of a scale, you rather want to go into back bend. You don't want to bend over, you want to open up. And if you want, you can open your hands in front of you. And breathe, keep breathing. Allow yourself to fall out. And then slowly and control, place your hands in front of your left foot on the floor or the mat, depending where you're standing, for standing Hanumanasana, standing splits. Let your neck go. If you want more challenge, you can place your left hand on the back side of your calf. And if you want even more challenge, you can place your right hand on your left calf. And then set your hands back on the mat. Place your right foot back. Step your left foot back. And come back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. And whenever you feel like it, sigh. And then look to the front side edge of your mat, either step or jump between your hands. And then slightly bend in your knees, roll up, lift your arms, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, lift your arms, and then exhale, bow. And then bend your knees again, come up, cheers pose. Ground yourself. Make sure that there's also weight on your heels, not only on the toe side. And exhale, straighten your legs, bow. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bow, step your left foot back. Come all the way up into high lunge. And again, before you go all the way straight with your left leg, bend it. And then tuck your tailbone under. And then keep it where it is. And from here, see if you can slowly straighten your left foot again. And either stay here, or if you want more challenge, look up. Breathe. Feel the connection to the earth. And then press your palms together. Put them all the way in front of your heart. And then pivot to the right. Place your left elbow on your right knee. And again, if at any point it gets too much, set your left knee down. And keep breathing. Inhale, come all the way up, lift your arms. And interlace your fingers the odd way. Open your shoulders and then shift your weight. And start flying into warrior three. And again, if you want more stability, you can put a bend in your right leg. And think of the back bend again. And at the same time, lift your left leg off. Keep it nice and active. And if you want, you can slowly start to straighten your arms like Superman in front of you, or Superwoman. And then slowly, with control, move your hands back on your mat, come into standing splits. Let your neck hang. And either stay here, or if you want a little bit of more balance challenge, you can grab your right calf from the outside. And if you want even more, you can grab your calf with your left hand. Find a spot that helps you to keep the balance. And think of the roots in your foot again. And then place your hands back, set your left foot back, and come back downward facing dog. And take a few breaths. Ground yourself. If you want, you can paddle your feet again. Shift your hip from one side to the other. And look to your hands again. Either step or hop between your hands. Bend in your knees and then come up with a straight back. Lift your arms, hands in front of your heart. And again, shift your weight to your left foot. What we did before, tree pose. And then lift your right leg off the floor, place it either above the ankle, underneath the knee joint, or above the knee joint. Please not right on the knee joint. Find your stability and start lifting your arms, open your hands. Let the root left foot into the earth. And then press your palms together again. And from here, two options. Option one, you're moving your left hand towards the floor and your right hand on your right hip. And then you open up into half moon from here. Option two, from here, palms pressing against each other. You leave the hands where they are and then you move from here into half moon without letting go of the hands. And breathe. And be honest to yourself, what do you need? And then slowly, if you had the Anjali Mudra position, place your hands on the mat and face down, square your hips off, standing Hanumanasana. Bend your left leg and set your right foot back, open the foot so that the whole foot is on the ground again. And then come up, warrior one, for a moment. And also here, make sure that you have as much weight in your back leg as in your front leg. And put the hands in front of your heart. Make one step forward, straighten both legs, and then come down halfway. If you have the flexibility, you can place your hands in Anjali Mudra on your back. If not, keep them where they are. Come halfway down, make sure that your back is nice and long. And breathe. Pull your left hip back. And then exhale, bow. If you want to use your block and you have your block, you can place your right hand on the block. If you can't reach the floor at all, you can minimize the distance between your legs, so you can do another step forward. And then place your right hand right next to your left foot and twist all the way up. Lift your left arm. And what we did before in Trikonasana, so you can either release your neck if you have neck issues, or look to the side. Option 3, look all the way up. And smile. And exhale, come back down. Turn your right foot parallel to the left foot. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. And look to your hands, either step or hop between your hands. And this time bend the legs again. Come all the way up. Lift your arms, hands in front of your heart. And then shift your weight to your right side, to your right leg. Lift off your left leg and place it either above the ankle, underneath the knee joint, or above the knee joint. Find the stability in the pose. You can slightly bend your right leg and let your tree grow. And then come back. Place your hands in front of your heart. Option 1, you put your left hand on your hip and then you move from here into half moon. Option 2, you leave the hands where they are, as if there was glue on your palms, and then you open up from here into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And take your time. It's not about being fast, but keep breathing. And then let go of your hands, place them all the way on your mat. Standing Hanumanasana. And then bend your right leg. Set the left foot down, open your foot, come all the way up, Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1. Even out the weight between the two legs. And then move your hands in front of your heart. Take one step forward, straighten both legs, and then come halfway down. And then either leave your hands where they are, or if you have the flexibility, you can place them in Anjali Mudra on your back. And pull your right hip back. And then from here, let go of your hands, come all the way down. And again, you can use your block, or if the distance is too big, you can do another step towards your right foot. Pull your right hip actively back. Let go of your neck, your shoulders. And feel the connection of your feet to the mat again. And place your left hand right next to your right foot and open up to your right side. You can use your block if you have your block, and then either look down to the side or all the way to the ceiling. Whatever feels good for you today. It's not about performing, it's about listening to your body, what it needs right now. And then exhale, come down, turn your left foot, and then step your right foot back, come into downward facing dog, and from here into a well-deserved child's pose. And make a check-in how you feel at this moment. Connect to your breath. And if you remember the intention from the beginning of the class, repeat it silently. Or even loud. And then straighten your arms in front of you on the mat. And then move your right elbow towards the right knee. Come on your left fingertips and walk your fingertips like a little spider to the right side of your mat, and then pull back so that you get a nice lateral stretch on your left side. And keep I really want you to keep your left fingertips active. And at the same time, relax your right shoulder. then walk your hand back and move your left elbow towards your left knee. Straighten your right arm, come on your fingertips, and let the spider walk to the left side of the mat and pull back. So you get a nice stretch. And then walk your right hand back. Come all the way on all fours, and from here back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg off the floor, open your hip, bend your right leg, and even out the weight between both of your arms. And then exhale, pull your right knee towards your chest and set it down for pigeon crab. And here you can find the position that feels right. The more you open up your right leg, the more intense your stretch will be. And again, feel whatever feels good for you right now in this moment. And then from here, come all the way down and place your forehead on your hands or forearms. And I really want you to find the spots that feel tight and go into them. Breathe into them. And let go of everything you don't need in order to do this asana. The shoulders, your face. And then inhale, come all the way up. Tuck your left toes under, step back, downward facing dog, and hop on the middle of your mat. And from here, come into Navasana for a moment, boat pose. Either stay here or straighten your legs. Strengthen your abdominal muscles in order to maintain and build a nice foundation. You also need a strong core. And then exhale. Bend your knees. Come back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg off the floor. Open your hip. Even out the weight of your hands. And then exhale. Turn your knee and pull it all the way in front of your hands and find a position that feels good and right for you today, in this moment. And then when you're ready, come all the way down and place your forehead on your hands. Breathe into the tight spots. Make your breaths nice and long. shift your weight to the left side. Move your right foot in front. And then again, Navasana, boat pose. You can either do the first version, or if you want more, you can straighten your legs. And the more you come down, the harder it gets. And inhale, come up. And then hug yourself. Give you a nice and a big hug. Place your forehead on your knees. Feel the connection to the earth with your sit bones, your feet. Let roots grow out of your sit bones and your feet into the earth. And then come up. And from here, move your flesh. So you really want to sit on your sit bones. And then straighten your right leg out and place your left foot on your inner thigh. And then turn to your right leg, flex your toes, and then bend over. You don't have to reach all the way to your toes if you can't reach there. It's fine if you just grab your thigh or your shin, whatever you get. I rather want you to create length in your lower back. And make sure that both of your sit bones are connected to the floor. If not, you can place something like a block or a blanket underneath your butt, or move back. And then inhale, come up, pivot to the left. And then place your right arm on the inside edge of your right leg and place your left arm over your ear, and at the same time press your right elbow against your right leg. And if you can reach the outside edge of your foot. If you feel like you're lifting off with one hip, come back. And then inhale, come up and switch side. Look to your left leg, flex your toes, and then bend over. And keep breathing. Inhale, come up. Pivot to the right and then set your left arm on the inside edge of your left leg. And then pull your right arm all the way over. And again, if you can reach your left foot. But if not, just leave it wherever it wants to go. I rather want you to open up. And keep the connection with both of your sit bones. Inhale, come all the way up. And from here, come on your back, please. And from here, walk your heels towards your butt. So you want to reach your heels with your middle fingers. And then roll up into a nice shoulder bridge. You can either stay here or interlace your fingers in order to up even more. And exhale, come down. Option 1, you stay here. Option 2 is you're gonna go for a second round of shoulder bridge. Option 3 is to go into full wheel. If you've never done this before but you want to try, please look first because you want to keep your neck neutral when you're doing it. And if at any point you're starting to feel pain in your lower back, I really want you to go out of the pose because this is a super intense back bend and you need time in order to get the flexibility to approach it. So for the wheel, place your hands next to your ears, the fingertips facing the shoulders, and then push up off the floor and then put weight in your hands, come on the back side of your head without hardly any weight on your back, on your head, and then lift all the way up. And again, ground yourself with your hands and your feet into the earth. And come down slowly with control. Vertebra by vertebra. And again, either stay here or go for a third round. Whatever feels good, shoulder bridge or full wheel. And you will see that the second round will be likely way easier than the first round. So the good news is you're improving fast in a very short amount of time. Place your hands right next to the ears, roll up, and then weight into your hands, and then come with hardly any weight on the back of your head, and then lift up. And even out the weight between hands and feet. Keep breathing. And then come down slowly with control. And then give yourself a nice big hug. And roll from one side to the other. And from here, take the outside edges of your feet for happy baby. Give your lower back a nice massage. And then straighten your left leg. Pull your right knee towards the chest. And then grab your right knee with your left hand. Make a T shape with your right arm. And then pull your right knee towards the left and look to the right. And let go of anything that you don't need for this pose. If you want, you can close your eyes. Inhale, come up and change side. Straighten your right leg. And then pull your left knee all the way to the chest. And then hug your left knee, pull it to the right, make a T shape with your left arm, look to the left. And let go of everything you don't need. Inhale, come back. And from here, get ready for the well-deserved Chavasana. Come all the way onto your back. Straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Open your feet, open your hands. And from here, I want you to close your eyes and take a deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. And two more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And one more. And exhale. Let your breath slow down and enjoy a couple of moments of pure relaxation, of pure being, with no need to do anything. Then just be. You can stay here as long as you need to. If you took the time for exactly the length of this class, want to finish up with me, start to wiggle your toes, circle your wrists, and then give yourself a nice long stretch. And then roll over to either side. You feel the connection of the ground that is carrying you. Feel the gravity. And then slowly take your time and keep your eyes closed. Come all the way back to sitting. Place your hands in front of your heart and start to rub your hands to create heat. And then place your hands, like we did at the beginning of the class, on your heart again. Feel your heartbeat. And remember the intention that you set yourself at the beginning of your class. Put your hands back into prayer position and then bow to yourself. Say thank you to yourself that you did something really, really good for you. Namaste.